Evening, chaps. Hope you're all well. Welcome to game week 7 of season 3 of All Stars Oceania. Have a quick look at tonight's fixtures. Good to see a few names in the chat. Dimble, Steve's here. Daz, Savage, probably a few lingering in the background as well. Dragons earliest got some poorly households. Same with Tato, no problem at all, chaps. We will start with the pair of you. AFC Dragons first up, followed by Hobart Bushrats. Interesting night of Premier League results, making things incredibly tight down at the bottom. Right, quick look at the table, see where we're at. We've got Vanuatu and Warriors on 13 points, Wanganui in third on 12, and then Hobart, Blitz and Unicorns on 10. 3 teams on 9 just outside the playoffs, and then 7, 6, 5, 4 and AFC at the bottom on 1, evening to Jens, who is also here. So we will kick off with Duggan and the Dragons. Duggan, a couple of tweaks for him. Ronaldinho's picked up an injury, so Riquelme's in at AMC. Ronnie Johnson comes in at DMC. Smith continues up front, and it was an as-is from Rocks, who continues with the tactic. Yet to win a game this season, just the 1 point from 6 games. So we'll see how this one goes. AFC versus Dragons. B-boy into the book. Early doors. And Vieira as well joins in. Plenty of text, but doesn't seem to be too many clear-cut chances. The third Dragons booking as Henshaw's booked. And we get to half-time at 0-0. Just the 1 attempt from AFC. 3 attempts Dragons, just the 1 on target. Quick look at Duggan's ratings. Hoffland doing well. On 8s, 6 and 7s across the board for the rest. And then 3 bookings, as mentioned, over at AFC. Just Juan Gomez above a 7, doing a decent job in defensive midfield. I'm not seeing Rocks. If you hear Rocks, give us a shout. While we go across and make a change for Duggan, who's going to bring off Smith for Constantinu. Just give Rocks 10 seconds. Don't expect him to be here, but just in case. Tato suggesting that Dragons need a striker. And on that note, just a quick reminder to all that the transfer window opens as of, well, effectively now. Deals can be agreed, and anything that is on the transfer sheet will be processed after Sunday's fixtures, and then again, any further deals after Sunday will be processed Wednesday when the window will close. Right, we will kick off the second half. Doesn't seem like Rocks is about. See if either side can get a breakthrough. Cannavaro into the book. We've had more yellow cards than shots so far. We're going to get to 60 minutes. Constantino with a chance, but can't get the breakthrough. 4 attempts apiece, 3 on target for the home side, 2 for the away side. Andre doing well in goal. Juan Gomez as well, still excelling. Over at Dragon, it's just 7s and 6s. Not setting the world alight, unfortunately. Expect Duggan to try something. Maybe Reyes for a run out. Reyes for Riquelme it is. And roll it. So that's what we shall do. Play it through to 90 minutes. Injuries or red cards aside, and it is Constantinu who does get the breakthrough for Dragons on 60 minutes. Heading towards stoppage time, Bobby Carlos into the book, and Henshaw is injured. Well, it's going to be Rovnieko that comes on. I would suspect Ronnie Johnson will drop back. Potentially Boya back to DMC. Vieira, sorry. Rovnieko, switch with Johnson. Then switch Rob and Cafu. Cafu DMC. Perfect. So a few seconds to see this one through for Dragons. Much needed 3 points for them, and they do get over the line. Not the best game to start the night, but a massive 3 points for Dragons. Duggan will hope that that can kickstart their season heading into the transfer window as well. 6 attempts in the end, not a lot from AFC in that second half. Vieira picks up man of the match and gets the assist for Constantinu. Over at AFC, Andre in goal, Cannavaro at centre-back, as well as Soroczynski doing okay. Roxas got a relatively good score, honking tactic. So, yeah, see if he mixes anything up or continues to roll with it. Next, we go to the Bushrats for Tato. They are playing Hobart away tonight. I'm pretty sure Dan is not about. But we have some instructions, which is effectively nothing unless the keeper's having a stinker. Unchanged, I'm pretty sure, from Dan and Tato for this one. Hobart started the season well against Bushrats, who've been indifferent. Jacks with an early chance. Yellow card there, wasn't sure who for, but it is Elbert for Hobart who's opened the scoring. Forming a pretty decent front three alongside Jackson Kutuzov at Hobart. It's Elbert. Heading towards half time. And it is 1-0. Hobart 1, Bushrats 0. Not a huge amount of chances. 3 for Hobart, 2 for Bushrats. Quick look at Dan's ratings. Elbow with the goal, Kutuzov with the assist. Over at Bushrats, nothing to really excite Tato there. Desai into the book, doing okay in midfield. Too many sixes in there, and sevens really. But yeah, see if Tato wants to mix it up or hang on. Tato's just texting me saying his kid's up. Just bear me 1 second. Okay, unfortunately, Tato's young'un is up, so he is just going to roll it through. So that's what we'll do. Just double check that he's not sending anything through for 60 minutes, but he hasn't. So we'll just have a quick look at the ratings and run this one to the end. It's still 1-0 Hobart. Yeah, Kutsov with the assist, Albert with a goal, Vesterveld doing well in goal. Malevsky up to an 8 for the Bushrats, but we are going to run it through. See if Hobart can hang on or if Bushrats can get back into it. .66 on the clock. Paducah into the book. And another booking for somebody there. 10 minutes to go. He's run equaliser for Bushrats. Can Hobart put it to bed? Last chance saloon into stoppage time. And it is 1-0 for Hobart. On the balance of things, probably against the run of play a little bit. Bushrats with the more chances. Malevsky did well. Maldini continues to have an excellent season. But apart from that, a little toothless up front. Elbear picks up man of the match for his goal despite Vesterveld getting a 9. Both centre-backs on 8s and a pretty solid home 1-0 win for Hobart. Next up, we've got Vikings against Blitz, two well-fancied sides at the start of the season. This is how Vikings line up, unchanged from last time out. Robin slightly more advanced than he started the season. And over at Blitz, we have one change. Joey Johnson comes in for Kaluznik with suspended. But good luck to Jens and good luck to Dimble. Salko with the first real chance of the game, but comes to nothing. It feels quite Vikings heavy in the first half an hour. Davids picks up a yellow card. And Baron into the book as well. And we get to half time at 0-0. Not the most exciting games so far this evening. 2-1 half-time. In Vikings' favour. Montero and Gattuso doing well. Up on 8s for the Vikings. Across at Blitz, Nicky Butt doing well as he usually does. 7s and 6s for everybody else. Just the one touch of the ball for Anelka. Well, with his feet anyway. Dimble's going to roll it. We'll see if Jens is going to mix things up. He's not, so we'll run it through to 60 minutes. It goes through to 65, where we will stop it there. Yellow card, I think, for John Terry there. Just the one attempt since half time for the Vikings. No real change in the ratings, a few bookings in there. No real concerns with fitness for Jens. Over at Blitz, Nicky Butt still performing well, as is Shiotis in goal. Options for both managers on the bench. Could we see Del Piero or Tonton for the Blitz? Vikings have got Shevchenko and Olsen on the bench, and it's going to be Shevchenko who's going to come on for Robin at AMC. We'll go across to Dimble, see what he's going to do. Both sides matching each other in terms of tactics. Two strong sides. Hence the tight game. So we've got Del Piero coming on for Joey Johnson. He's going to go alongside Q at AMC. We've got no arrows on the DMCs. Just give us a nod, Dimble, that that's okay and you're happy with that. Magic. So 25 minutes or so to go. See if either side can find a winner. We'll take it. And it's likely to come from Maximo Ronaldo if we get one. And it is a red card. Nicky Butt for a second yellow, 12 minutes to play. Something for ponders for Dimble. Potentially leaves the Elias in there by himself. Or drop Mendieta back and leave the hole in midfield. Jens, if there's anything you want to do off the back of the red card, give me a shout as well, please. That'll be good. Not the most exciting start to the night. 2 goals in almost 3 games. Not seen. Oh, here we go. So we've got something from Jens. Move Davids next to Veron and centralise. DMCs with no arrows. We're on dive. There we go. And then for Dimble, we've got Zelius Central. Kuhl's going to drop in alongside Mendieta and Del Piero Central with an arrow. So, slight tactical tweaks. Blitz have got 12 minutes to play with 10 men. As we've seen, 10 men doesn't always mean a negative. In this game, 2 or 3 sides picking up wins last week or the week before with 10 men. But neither side, unfortunately, can get over the line here tonight. And it is Vikings 0, Blitz 0. 6 attempts Vikings, 4 for the Blitz. 2 strong sides, well matched. Share the points. Gattuso picks up man of the match. Some solid performances in there. Davids, Montero, Toldo, and Veron playing well. Over at Blitz, Shiotis and Okoronkwo. Nicky Butt did exceptionally well before his red card. But on the balance of things, probably a fair result. 2 good teams who should still be right in the mix come the end of the season. Now we have got Rob's Rapa Nui. We'll line up like this. I think the change was Inzaghi has come back in for Ebisand. And across at Tutavua, the Simone central midfield experiment is over as he drops back into DMC. Saeed is out. Holland drops to DMC. Ortega back to the right and Dilson back at AMC. So Rapa Nui versus the Time Wasters is game 4 this evening. Quiet 30 minutes. Tutavo probably with the more of the possession, or text at least. But Rapa Nui have had some good results this season with their one at the back. Penalty turned down on the stroke of half time, and it is another 0-0 at half time. 4 attempts Rapa Nui, 5 for Tutavo. I'm not sure if Rob's here. Give us a shout if you are, Rob, and if there's anything you want to do. Kufre doing well at the back, as well as Oliver Kahn, who's been very, very good for Rob in this serve. Over at Tutavua, Simone back at DMC with a solid performance so far. Not a great deal from anybody else. Michael Owen with 3 shots, all off target. But not no striker on the bench, so we could see Lundberg. We'll just see if either manager want to do anything. I'm not sure Rob's here, I'm pretty sure Chris is here for Tutavua. Mega Horse has joined us. Good evening, Don. And it's a roll from Chris. So we'll just give Rob a few more seconds in case he is here. It doesn't look like it, so we'll run it to 60 minutes. And we've got a red card for Romashenko, who has been very, very impressive this season in that defensive midfield role. Up in the top few in the average ratings in the league. Rob's not here. So we'll do 60 changes as well. So a quick look at the stats. 5 attempts Rapa Nui, 7 attempts for Tutavua, who look like they're still just Simone excelling. So we'll see what Chris wants to do, and then we will go across and do something for Rob. Smuts has asked you to cover for you. He's not here, so I will if my internet holds up. No problem. I'll just skip across to Rob. You see, I would take off a striker for a DMC with it being tight, but there isn't one. Bill Neville doesn't play centrally. And I think Rob would just do that, to be honest. So that's what I'm going to do. And Chris wants longer arrows on his wingers and roll it through. So, 30 minutes to go. Another side down to 10 men, another 0-0 so far. Is there a goal in this one? Owen with another chance. And it is Guerrero for the 10 men of Rapa Nui who puts them in the lead on 79 minutes. Five minutes to hang on, and it is 2-0. 20 yards out, Inzaghi has doubled the lead for the 10 men. And Rob and Rapa Nui will be absolutely ecstatic with that result. Quite exciting game considering the two late goals, 24 shots in all, only 9 on target, but Rapa Nui run out 2-0 winners. Clivert picks up man of the match with a brace of assists. Oliver Kahn was really good, as was Candela, Kufre and Inzaghi. Guerrero as well picks up a 9. Over at Tutavua, not the best day at the office for them. Michael Owen, 9 shots, not a single one on target. Jesus Christ, I don't think I've ever seen anything like it. 9 shots, not one on target. He picks up a 5. That's incredibly generous. And should probably go back to practicing against 13-year-old boys. The sooner Saviola's back, the better for them. Next, we've got Townsville versus Aborigines, who line up like this. We had 1 or 2 changes. Santa Cruz in up front, Egio back in at centre back for Dazzler. And at Townsville, change in shape for Hodgie as he goes with the free DMC, which is as popular as ever this season. So Townsville Aborigines. Santa Cruz into the book early doors. Approaching half time, pretty dull again, first 45 minutes. Pretty difficult to get excited when the games have been so poor. But it does show the competitiveness, I guess, across the league. 7 attempts, Townsville, 6 for Aborigines. I'm not sure Hodges here, but we'll have a look at his stats first. Mendes de Silva on an 8, but also a yellow card for Hodgie. Nothing else really of note there across at Aborigines. 7 for Sabre and Hersey, everybody else on 6s. Pretty shabby from Aborigines. Hodgie is here and he's going to roll. It's good to see. So we'll just wait on Daz to see if he wants to do anything. And Daz is going to roll as well. So we'll go to 60 minutes. And it is Morientes who's opened the scoring for Hodgie and Townsville. I'll stop it there so it doesn't kick on too far. 8 attempts, 3 on target for Townsville, 7 for Aborigines. Rocky Santa Cruz is down on a 5. 7s for Hersey and Zanetti, but a pretty poor performance so far from Aborigines over at Townsville. Morientes has put them in the lead, assisted by Aymar. Mendes de Silva still doing a good job as well. Not sure Hodgie will want to change too much here. We've got a couple of changes for Daz. We're going to see Santa Cruz on a 5 and a booking, replaced by Tomadera. And Stewart is going to come on for Paredes. Increase the arrows on the DMs. DMs? These central ones? Or do you mean your wing backs? Like this? Anything on these central three? Wide DMs. Okay, cool. Cool. So, changes for Daz, nothing for Hodgie. We'll play this one to a conclusion. Morientes with another chance, and Serginho is into the book. There's only one sub left, so it's going to be Janowski, who I'm pretty sure is a competent left wing back. But we'll just wait and see if Daz wants to tweak anything about. That says, yep, all good. So we will carry on. 15 minutes to play. Still 1-0 Townsville. And we could be heading for the third or even fourth 1-0 of the night here. And it is another 1-0. Another game with plenty of shots and a low percentage of them on target. Nothing from Aborigines in the second half. Probably edged, probably rightly edged by Townsville, who created more attempts on target. Silvestre did well, Mendes de Silva and Morientes. Bischamp picks up man of the match, who did okay in defensive midfield. But other than that, and Seb Frey doing okay, not a great deal to shout about. Michael Stewart doing a lot of tackling from the bench in the last half an hour. Next up, we have league leaders Vanuatu, who look like this. Slight tweak in midfield for Steve in these areas. And he is up against who will give a debut up front to Emil Heskey in place of Mida. So, can Heskey do the biz, or will Vanuatu steam on as they have done so far this season? And it is first ever goal for Paul Scholes, puts Vanuatu and Steve 1-0 up on 15 minutes. Vanuatu looks so strong this season. Really good squad, good, strong 11 players with a good tactic, working well for Steve, and they get to half time. Surprise, surprise, 1-0. Just a one attempt apiece over at Vanuatu. Assist came from Damiano Zanoni on right midfield. And I know Steve rates him playing out there. He'll be pleased with that. Across at Wanganui, 7s and 6s. Not a great deal to shout about. Yeah, Hodgie makes a good point. As you probably were testing against the tactic he was using last time. Steve's going to roll, so we'll just wait on Mike. Mike's either got a little delay or he's pondering. And here on cue, he goes as is. So we will play 60 minutes. Both managers happy so far. I'm happy enough not to make changes. We get to 60. Juliano into the book. Couple of attempts for Vanuatu since half time. Nothing from Wanganui. Abiati doing a decent job in goal. Heskey has not done a great deal on debut other than a booking over at Vanuatu, and Dai continuing to be brilliant. Both centre-backs having a good game and an all-round solid home performance so far from Vanuatu. 30 minutes to go. Wouldn't expect anything from Steve, to be honest. But potentially Donovan or Georgic on for Savage. And Steve is going to go as is. So we'll hop onto the tactics for Mike. Let's give it Donovan. Here's a change for Mike. We'll just wait and see if anything else is coming through or if that's everything. And that's it. No problem. So last 30 minutes coming up. Vanuatu 1-0 up. I'm going to be pushing for an equaliser. Nicky Franco with a chance to double the lead. Vanuatu got 10 minutes to go. Chance for Montella into the last 5 minutes. And it is another, that's at least the 4th game tonight, I'm sure, that's finished 1-0, maybe even the 5th game out of 6. Vanuatu 1, Wanganui 0, 6 attempts versus 2. Not a fantastic performance from Wanganui. Juliano did a good job at the back. Plenty of attempted tackles in there. But another very, very close game. And Dai, 16 attempted tackles, 13 complete. Did very well. Ferdinand and Klompe as well. Zanoni picks up the assist and Paul Scholes with the only goal of the game. And Vanuatu continue to do well. And I think that will bring us to the last game of the night. It's Warriors against Unicorns. Warriors line up like this. We have made one change. Ezequiel Gonzalez has come in for Rui Costa, who drops out. Check and Finnan onto the bench. And for the Unicorns, it is an Aziz. And Mega Horse is looking after them. So good luck to Dan / Schmutz, Warriors against Unicorns. And Jesus Christ, Henri has been sent off. Straight red card. I didn't see what happened, but that is not ideal. We're just going to leave that as it is. I assume Dan's going to not want to do anything, but we'll just give him the opportunity if he does. Probably alongside Hart being our best player for us so far this season, so that's not ideal. And Brugging from 20 yards has opened the scoring for the Unicorns. Power into the book. And we get to half time 1-0. Just the 2 attempts, one for the Warriors. Quick look at the Unicorns. Patsoglu on a 5, Simic doing well on an 8. No concerns with fitness. Over at Warriors, in Hart continuing to do well. I'm pretty sure it's the dribbling and a couple of interceptions there. He did have 10 dribbles in the last game when he got a 10. We're going to have to do something different here. What are we going to do? We're going to do Gonzalez for Crespo and put him there. Swap them. Take that off there and go like that. Nothing for Dan, so we'll kick off the second half. All unicorns, and it is 2-0 from Roy Mackay just before the stoppage. Not a good performance or day at the office for the Warriors. Over at Unicorns, we've got Brugging on an 8. Penz's picked up an assist. Roy Mackay on an 8 with a goal as well. And Poway on an 8 into the book as well as Patsoglu. We're going to have to try something, but I just think the game has gone, unfortunately, for us. And no changes for Unicorns, so we'll play it on, and we get a goal back. Kovalchuk off the bench has scored on, I think, his debut, and Crespo's off injured now. Brilliant. Jesus Christ, so it's going to be Finnan, who's not going to play up front. Jesus Christ. We'll put Van Bommel there. And fuck it, Finnan can play there. 20 minutes to go, 10 men, and injuries galore for Warriors. Into the last 10 minutes, looks like Unicorns are going to see this one through. 5 minutes to play. Is there a late chance? There isn't. Unicorns run out 2-1 winners. Big injuries and suspensions for the Warriors. 5 attempts from Unicorns, 4 for Warriors. Decent performance, just Patsoglu on less than a 7, 8s and 7s for everybody else. And Pens with the assist, Mackay and Brugging with the goals at Warriors. Jeremy's did his best battling on. Ashley Live has not attempted a single tackle in 90 minutes. How that happens, I've got absolutely no idea. Mondragon didn't fill himself with glory. Assist from Contra, but we will write that one off and forget about it. So that brings us to the classified results. We have got AFC 0, Dragons 1, Hobart 1, Bushrats 0, Rapanui 2, Tuvalu 0, Townsville 1, Aborigines 0, Unicorns 2, Warriors 1, Vanuatu 1, Wanganui 0, and Vikings 0, Blitz 0. Lots of nils in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 teams, half the teams in the league failing to score. Leaves the league table looking like this. Vanuatu with a 3-point lead at the top, but incredibly close. Hobart, Unicorns and Warriors all 3 points back on 13, followed by Rapanui and Wanganui on 12, who complete the top 6. And then the chasing pack look like this. We've got Blitz 11, Vikings and Townsville 10, Tuvalu 9, Dragons 8, Aborigines 6, Bushrats down on 4, and AFC still yet to get off the mark. Next week's fixtures look like this. Aborigines Warriors, Blitz Hobart, Bushrats Vanuatu, Dragons Rapanui, Townsville Vikings, Tuvalu Unicorns and Wanganui AFC. Play stats quickly. Tomasi still way ahead at the top, and Dai is hunting him down. And Newcastle have just scored in the last minute. An absolute worldie to put them 2-1 ahead against United, which you love to see. Sorry. So that is that. Top goal scorers: Anelka, Montella, Roy Mackay chasing them down on 5, and then Jackson Brugging on 4. Assists: D'Alessandro and Figo still on 4 at the top, and Ambrosini Zambrotta on 3. Quick look at tackles: Ugo Egiog tackling like a good un. Tomasi, Vieira, Hoffland, Dai, Maldini, and Klompet all above 7 tackles per game. That's enough waffling and stats. That's next week's fixtures. I'll do packs straight away. Daz back on Sunday. Transfer window's open now. Any deals that you want doing after Sunday's games, get them on the sheet, get them agreed, get in the DMs, get some deals done. Let's have a bit of excitement, and I'll speak to you all soon. Cheers, lads.